Guys, and thanks today for tuning in my video. Today I wanted to do a quick video, and this is going to be what to look for in a 1911 when you buy one. You see in front of you a 1911. This is a Nighthawk Custom, and you might say, like, when you're going to buy your 1911, what to look for. I mean, should I look for, what's the main points with the 1911? Myself, it's going to depend on if you want a full-size 1911, a compact, or like an officer type. Nighthawk, this is their officer type, which is not real big. The diameters here, if you want to actually measure, get a ruler out. You're looking at about five and a quarter from here, and then here, if you're counting just the slide to barrel fit, about 6 and 3/4. So, and that's not going from the beaver tail to here. And this has the 4 3/4 inch barrel. 4 1/4 inch barrel, which is considered the officer model in the Nighthawk. The Ed Brown probably would be the compact. And it's going to depend on a lot of things. If you're buying a 1911 for concealability, if you're buying a 1911 for self-defense, I mean, why are you buying it? There's a few different options. Do you want ambidextrous, or do you want the one-sided slide safeties? This is the slide safety here, it slides up. Do you want night sights or just regular iron sights? This particular one is compensated. You can see up in front here. Do you want a compensated one? Do you want a target trigger? Do you want laser grips? Do you want the serrations on the back strap and on the front, heavy serrations for gripping ability? Do you want stainless steel, or do you want blue? Myself, I like stainless steel because they're very easy to take scratches off. This is a you see here, matte on the top and stainless flats. Let me just show you it's empty. See, there's no bullets in it. I think stainless, you can get fingerprints all over it, but not going to really matter if you get some fingerprints on it. But you're going to have to decide. On your bigger ones, like your professionals and the Wilson Combat, or the full-size ones and the other ones, you're going to have an 8-round magazine rather than 7. Myself, I'd rather have the 7-round magazine and have a smaller, not too big of a gun. Are you going to get, what brand are you going to get? Usually I would have to say your top of the line, higher end 1911s are going to be Nighthawk Custom, Wilson Combat, and Ed Brown. There's less Bear, but I never really was a big fan of that gun. Most of the models I don't like. I have to say Nighthawk Custom and Ed Brown makes some really nice ones. It depends on what you get. This particular one's a T3. So, and then, like I say, are you going to get compensated? You see, you can actually compensate some guns, but that's going to depend on you. Flare ejection ports like this, that means a lot. That's like an extra feature. Are you going to get a recess in your slide release? That helps. That actually helps for the Crimson Trace, so this laser doesn't hit that. That's supposed to be an added benefit of there, but it is far enough up, I don't think it would hit anywhere. Are you going to get your ambi? This one doesn't have ambi. Are you going to get an extended slide release? I'm not sure. This doesn't look like an extended. It might be. I'd have to compare it to my other one. What are you going to get? Are you going to get rear serrations here? This is supposed to help cut down on glare. Are you getting night sights? Some guns, like this with the compensated, you can't put a night sight there because it would break the tritium tube, so they don't put it in the back. Some people like that. And usually all those are options that you would spend on a gun. It's going to really depend on what you want to spend. It's a little bit more expensive aftermarket to go and bobtail them and get work done like that. Might not want to spend the money. There's Kimbers, there's Springfields, and I've had every single one of them. They're all nice guns. For probably intermediate to cheap is probably the Sig makes some really nice 1911s with very good quality in them. When you move to the higher ones, you're going to have, magwell extensions like that. See, you're going to have, just overall a nice fit and finish on the gun. A lot of them will have serrations here. This one doesn't have serrations because of the barrel bearing here. There's not very much room to serrate. You're going to have a good target sight on them, very well made. A lot of times you will crown the barrel, which means you see how that's indented a little. Do that to it. This one doesn't have the crown flush barrel, but you can get these flush. A lot of them will have a one-piece guide rod. Notice this is the 1911, but it has a one-piece guide rod. There's a little hole there that you would put like a paper clip in, and you take it apart. There's going to be a lot of little differences and subtle differences on the guns that end up, being fairly expensive. So, you get your 1911 the first time, because then it's a lot more expensive and really costly to try to modify it after you get the work done. Probably in a few days I will be having a review of the Wilson Combat Super Grade in 45 ACP. The particular one I'm going to be having a review of is the Super Grade 45 ACP. It's a professional, and what they do is have a full-size frame, which will hold 8 bullets, but they put a 4-inch barrel on it. They do quite a bit of work on it. There's ambi, but the Super Grades are actually built by the head gunsmiths, and they're pretty expensive, but I will have one coming in and I will do a review of it. Just like all of them, I like going through the guns and showing you them to see what what's out there. But if you're going to get a 1911, most people have 4 or 5 1911s, so they've already spent thousands of dollars on them. So I would rather have 2, 3 really nice 1911s that fire good and they're exactly what I want. And if I want to go out and buy a little bit, not worse, but a little cheaper one, I'll go out and buy a little cheaper one, and I'll have that for firing, taking to the range, bouncing around, and I won't have to worry about how many rounds I put through it. But I wanted to show you that, and that's some tips for buying a 1911. It depends on what you want, but if you have any questions, please feel free to comment and let me know your questions, and if I can answer them in any way, I will. But like I say, thanks a lot and have a great day.